everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to episode 87 of Sis, or should I say Dr. Sis and Big Pops Culture. That's right, folks. As always, I am Big Pops Todd Turner, also known as Mosaic Fan Art.
Hi, sweet friends. I am Hannah Jo, aka Sis, and together we are an adult daughter and father duo. We dive into all things geek, nerd, and fandom. Every episode is family friendly.
That's right, family friendly. And this is a little bit of a nerd news. We haven't gotten really into nerd news yet, but nothing's nerdier than a doctor of psychology.
Hey, we close.
Hannah
we can
defended
almost taste it.
Her dissertation.
I successfully defended my dissertation.
Matter of fact, I watched her. She had like a bat with barbed wire around it, very much like Lucille from, and she threatened anyone who asked stupid questions. Yeah.
My dear sweet husband wanted to ask me why I spelled vinaigrette wrong so many different times when talking about the vignettes.
Oh, hilarious.
I was like, thank you for asking nothing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sit back in the back and continue to work the phone. All right, Hannah, tell everybody what we really do here.
Hi, sweet friends. We are going to start off as usual with a chitter chat about nerd news to us, stuff that we think is interesting and fun. We're going to discuss what we've been binging and watching, listening to, reading. Pops is going to share his pull list with us, and we're going to review the movie Unfrosted today, which is a new Netflix what would you call this movie?
I don't know. We'll get into it.
Okay,
Save it for the podcast. This is the podcast.
This is the podcast. He does say that, friends that are listening. Sometimes I'm really excited and I just start chatting to Dad about something and he's like, Hannah, save it for the podcast.
That's right. All right. Well, we're going to hop right into it. First up, nerd news to us, which is a typewriter. And there's just so many things that people don't even know. I like that typewriter sound. That's why you should have long nails when you type on a computer. It sounds like a typewriter.
Can you hear it? I could ASMR it, but I'm not going to do that to our poor people here on the internet.
I don't even know what that is, but
that's
anyway.
I could tippy tap my mic, but I'm not going to. I won't do it to you, friends.
This is an aside. We talked about Argyle on the last time we talked and how she did her
she does
her tapping.
She does sensory tapping.
I was like, I know what that is.
That is
to calm down.
An evidence-based stress.
Gotcha. Hannah,
technique.
Let's hop into the news.
Okay, I have a couple movies that I've seen trailers for recently that seem fun.
Well, go ahead.
Have you seen the Despicable Me 4 trailer?
Today. I watched it today.
Does that not look so fun?
I didn't even know there was a 3. So
the third one was the guy with where he meets the girl and they fall in love and get married.
But what was the second one then? Was that the guy with the shark?
Yeah.
That was the guy with the shark. Yes. Okay, I do remember. Huh?
No, because he meets the girl and is a villain still, but then she helps him. And it's the guy with the acne.
I don't remember. Anyway.
I remember that in the third one, the girl falls in love with the guy with the guacamole sombrero hat.
It's Kirsten Wiig, right?
Yeah.
It's the voice of. But anyway, I did watch it, and the minions get superpowers.
Gru's kid hates him.
What? Does he really? I don't know that she hates him.
The commercial where Gru, every time that he's like with Lucy, she's like, oh, yeah, he's really happy. But anytime he looks at Gru, he's like, meh.
And then the one daughter, he's like, spells out a fake name in bacon on her plate. And she goes, I can't be Brittany. It's not me or whatever. And he goes, why can't you lie like your sister? And she goes, I'm not lying. I don't lie. And she goes, see, she's doing it right now. And very good, too, she says. That's hilarious.
We've seen all of these in theaters.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, let's
go see them again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
10 out of 10. Trevin and I, by ourselves, went and watched Minions 2 in the theaters.
Oh my gosh.
We have 0 children.
Gotcha.
Did I sat next to a small child who held a teddy bear the entire time? Yes, I did. It was the highlight of the entire movie.
That's about like you dancing in the aisles with teeny boppers at
I
the
don't feel bad about
movie.
that at all.
What's her face
The
movie?
Eras Tour.
Yeah, sorry. Your mom does want to watch it. It's on.
Nerd news. Nerd news about
what?
Eras Tour.
What?
She has since released a new album, and we'll chat about that when we get to binging.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about that briefly last
Anthology.
No, we talked about the
released
new
it
one
yet.
that she did, the 2 album thing that she released.
Yeah, the anthology, the
we
Torture Post Department.
We briefly mentioned it.
But she has included that in her new set list.
I think you and I just talked about it off air.
Yeah, I was going to say we haven't
We're
talked
going to talk
about
about
that
it off air.
Off air, we talked about it. But she is including the new album in her set. And so the drama, the tea is she going to re-release the Eras Tour with the new set in it?
Of course she is. They got to make the bank.
Get that money, girl.
She don't need it. She don't need it.
Get that money.
Did you see the trailer for the Ring of Power?
No.
Season 2.
Does it look good?
And in the darkness bind them is what it says. And at the end, it's like, he is Sauron.
We knew that, though.
It does look good. It looks so good.
I never watched the first season.
What?
I watched halfway through because it was it was the TV show I watched at the gym.
Yeah.
To make me want to go to the gym. But
that's why you quit going to the gym, because it didn't want
me to watch it at the gym. Well, I picked a different show.
So I have more Lord of the Rings stuff.
Okay, go. Pop off.
So Peter Jackson's back.
Mm-hmm. And he's making a Gollum. No.
Yes. Yeah, it's the Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum. He's producing it along with Fran and somebody, I can't remember their names. There's 3 of them.
I thought the guy who was Gollum.
He's directing it. He's directing it. Okay. So he will star as Gollum.
He is
and
starring,
is directing
because
it.
we didn't know if he was just directing and producing or if he was.
I've not been a huge fan of his directing.
I haven't watched any of his. Have I?
Carnage. The Carnage movie was his.
I liked that.
Did you? Okay, well then there you go. All right, good.
Well, Trevin and I watched that. We went and watched it on a 2-day.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think he directed part of either one of the Lord of the Ring movies or one of the Hobbit movies. I think one of the Hobbit movies. One of them, anyway.
I don't know the answer.
I don't know the answer either. I'm hoping that I'll like this better because I won't have any skin in the game. Like The Hobbit, how I love The Hobbit and hated the movies tremendously.
Hobbit movies were so bad.
The first 90% of the first Hobbit movie was phenomenal. There you go.
Yeah.
And then you could just stop with that.
Yeah.
But at least we did get to see Bjorn. I
like how he said out of the frying pan and into the fire. But that's literally chapter 6.
I know. It's
my
good.
guy. That was the end of a 2-hour movie.
I know.
Chapter 6 of The Hobbit.
That's crazy. Anyway. Okay, what else you got?
Adventure.
Oh, Hannah, that's the best Hobbit.
If you're going to watch a Hobbit, watch that one.
Watch the animated. It's on HBO Max. Or Max, whatever the heck they call it. Oh, yeah. I'm in it.
I want to see it. I think this is going to be the drive-in movie for me this year.
Oh, yeah.
I think I want to watch Twisters at the drive-in. Because we have a friend who's never been.
Just because, do you remember the first Twister movie where the drive-in bites it?
So, do you remember us going to the Twisters show?
Yes, at Universal, which they don't have anymore.
They don't. It was cool.
Yeah, there's a cow. We have cow. It looks awesome. I watched trailer 1 and trailer 2.
I think Glenn Powell is supposed to be the
Is she going to be the daughter?
Yeah, and he's going to be the son of or whatever.
No,
the heck.
Really, you think so?
Oh yeah. It's going to be
Bill
like
Paxton passed,
forced enemies to lovers trope.
Oh, of course that's going to happen. 100%. Because you see that in the trailer. But I don't think they're enemies. I think they just go about it 2 different ways. Now, in the first Twister movie, Carrie Elways.
There was a bad guy.
He was bad. I don't think there's a bad guy.
He's really good at being a bad guy.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I want that to be my drive-in movie.
Nicolas Cage has officially signed on for a live action series Spider-Man Noir. Because you know how he's the black and white Spider-Man, yes. And I don't know if you saw this, but this is happening like local around. I think even in Louisville, maybe they're doing Into the Spider-Verse with the symphony.
Oh, that's so fun.
I'm thinking about going.
You should go. Like the first one?
Yeah, the first one.
I haven't watched the second one because I know it's like ends on a cliffhanger.
Then it's just wait.
And so I'm just not going to watch it until the third one comes out.
I don't blame you. Do it.
Okay. I did my yoga this morning on YouTube. And then on the side, it had like a recommended.
Do Adrian?
Yeah, Yoga with Adrian. Dedicate day 11.
There you go.
And so on the right-hand side, they had like things for me to watch if I wanted to watch them.
Yeah.
And one of them was a trailer for Megalopolis.
Okay.
Which is by the director of The
Francis
Godfather.
Francis Ford Coppola.
And he said that it's his favorite thing he's ever worked on.
And stars
Adam Driver.
Kylo Ren. Yeah. So the trailer, did you watch? Was he like at the top of a building getting ready to jump off or whatever?
It was like he was standing there, but he was also upside down.
And then he could just change time and stuff.
And the like beings looked like Olympic gods walking around, but it was also the Statue of Liberty.
So I must have just seen like a teaser.
Oh, I watched an entire. It's coming out in 2 days at the Cannes Film Fest. It's coming out early at the Cannes Film Festival.
Gotcha.
Cannes Film Festival.
All right.
But it's being released nationwide later this year.
Okay.
It looks weird.
It looks weird and something I wouldn't mind going to see.
I fell asleep when we watched The Godfather a couple Christmases ago.
Oh gosh, I hope Nathan's not. He ain't.
He knew. I was laying.
It's like one of his favorite movies of all time.
Miriam and Corey and Nathan and Trev stayed up watching that movie, and your girl said gabagool and then fell asleep.
Gabagool? What the heck does that mean?
He kept talking about gabagool.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a meat, I think.
I think. It's definitely no holiday movie. It's not the holiday.
And I was like, this isn't a claymation film.
I had too much of the Manischewitz.
I said, I'm going to bed. And I fell asleep on the couch.
Somebody doing The Godfather in claymation? That would be hilarious.
Claymation Godfather.
Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Oh, man. But
you know, the only reason I know quotes from The Godfather has nothing to do with The Godfather.
Yeah, it has everything to do with You've Got Mail.
Yes, is that terrible?
I know, it's not terrible. That's on Netflix right now, if you wanted to watch it before the end of May.
We watched it.
Good.
Your mom and I saw it.
Trevin had never seen that. We watched that not too long ago.
So yesterday, one of the ladies that works with me got a Happy Meal for her son, and it had a toy in it that was like a little girl doll. And she goes, "Do you want this?" Because she knows I'm like, "Don't throw away the Happy Meal toys.
Yeah.
I might want them." And I looked at it, and it said, "Captain America: Brave New World coming soon." So it's the Captain America movie, starring, Sam Wilson, the Falcon becomes. All right. So apparently there have been some people who've been scooping details on this movie and posting it, and they got a subpoena.
A cease and desist.
Marvel subpoenaed Instagram for this person at, can we get toast? That's the person's name. They subpoenaed them using the DMCA, which stands for Digital Millennium Copyright Act, to get their name, address, IP address.
No, ma'am.
All this kind of stuff.
No, sir. Hard pass.
Because they're going to sue the fire out of them. Because they not only that, but they posted a photo that's like promo photo, like the photo for the movie and all this kind of stuff. So apparently they've really put a lot of stuff that is legit about the movie. And Marvel's like Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, which is Meta, right?
Mm-hmm. Zuckerberg.
We're filing a DMCA subpoena. We'll see what happens. Does anybody really care that much?
Marvel does.
I know.
It's weird because it gets tricky because once it enters internet space,
because then it can be anything.
It can be memed. It could be twisted. It could
not
be
just that. I'm talking about them giving up the information of who the
That makes
person
me
is.
uncomfy. You
then they
don't need
could
to know
spin
where I
everything.
live.
Hey, let me get Todd Turner's info because he's making mosaics of.
I'm like,
Well, people could
don't tell
find
my
that out.
husband. He's gonna want to delete everything.
He's already got it all on DVD anyway.
Yes.
Or CD. That's my. I'm a little bit worried about that. We're thinking about getting a new vehicle, and
It's not gonna have a CD player.
I know. What the flip am I going to do?
You're gonna have to download it to like a really old iPod or something,
And then plug it in,
and then
I
plug your
don't know.
computer. You're gonna need a new computer because that computer ain't gonna download.
I don't know. Who
Diddly
knows?
squat.
I can't. What else? You got something else?
Yes. Okay. I saw this and I was like, Dad has to know this, even though I don't think either of us watched this show. The new Shogun TV show.
Have not seen it, but I have friends that love it,
I've
but
heard
say
that
it's
it's
very
excellent.
adult.
It's for grown-ups for sure.
So I don't know if I'd like it because I feel the same way about the House of Dragon
Yeah.
thingy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
fair,
go ahead.
Fair. But something that I saw, which was so cool, and that I don't English speakers wouldn't know because it's in Japanese, but they speak period Japanese
Oh, wow.
during the show. And that the
Okay.
producers were really, really hardcore about wanting it to be period accurate. And so they like taught people like different accents to use, different pauses to take in between like syllables and words. That is not how like people speak now, which is so cool. They speak period Japanese. And of course they do. I don't know why I thought that was so interesting. Like
I mean,
if
if
it
they can
was,
speak Klingon and JavaScript.
that's what I'm saying. But I just thought that was so cool.
That I don't know. I probably said something dirty and Klingonese. I don't know.
I thought that was so
That
cool
is
that they
neat.
speak period Japanese. It's just a fun thing to know.
Fun thing to know.
I can't hear what they're saying. I can hear it, but it don't make no
I don't
sense.
know.
It just
I have to- subtitle.
we love a subtitle in this
We
house.
love a subtitle. That's right.
We love a subtitle.
So they're getting ready for the Agatha.
Yes.
Did you
They
see
are.
this?
No, but I just
So
there were so many Agatha things that I just scrolled past them.
They're throwing out like titles of the show. And I think they're just doing it just to play with people. But this one was called Agatha, the Lying Witch and the Great Wardrobe.
No, ma'am. Pass.
The Lying Witch and the Great. I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah. Anywho.
Agatha. That's funny. Play on Lion the Witch.
I know, which is great. Thank you, C.S. Lewis.
We love. Okay, last thing that I have.
All right, I've got just a couple more things, but that's cool.
Big Hero 6 is 10 years old.
I saw that. And we've had 17 Minions movies and one Big Hero 6.
Just saying. Man, that Big Hero 6 was so good.
And even that's one movie where I was disappointed that I did not know that they were going to do an extra
we left.
scene at the end of the
Stan
movie.
Lee
We left.
was in it.
And Stan Lee was in it. And we completely, until it
missed
came
it.
out on video or whatever. Yeah, completely missed the Stan Lee cameo. Who
Man.
would have thought that he would have been in that?
Well, Big Hero 6 is a Marvel comic.
I didn't know. And I'm a comic book guy. So
But it was,
there you go.
I think I think it's so sweet. I think it's so sweet.
Yeah, that makes me want to go back and watch it again.
Man, and I remember watching that movie in theaters.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
I was a teenager when that movie came out.
That's
Crazy.
funny. Oh, 11 years. 11 years this week. Guess what I was working on?
The TARDIS I saw.
I know. I was making a TARDIS,
You were
which
making a
Sheila
TARDIS.
now has at her house.
I told that story to my friend at work today.
Oh,
And
yeah?
showed
What-
her a picture of Gabe holding me. Literally holding me as I step out of the TARDIS.
That was great on the front page of the paper.
Chef's kiss.
I know that was cool.
Oh, for those of you who have no idea, because Dad and I just jumped straight into a story.
Yeah, that's crude. With no context.
With no context. Prom, where I grew up, is a very big deal. And they have this thing called walk-ins where the entire community comes and sits on bleachers
Like
that they bring from the soccer field.
whole
And it's a
buttload of
really,
people.
really big deal of what you arrive in. And some plans fell through, which I was sad about. And Dad, after doing some thinking, pulled me aside and said, "What if I built you a TARDIS and you jumped out of a TARDIS?" And I said, "Absolutely yes."
Mhm.
and Dad hauled a TARDIS that was literally like a life-size TARDIS. Like it was
Yeah.
not this tiny thing. Like we fit inside of this box, me and my date, who's
Mhm.
Gabe Kirk, who's still one of my very best friends and was a bridesman in my wedding.
Yep.
Was my prom date. And he hauled us and played the Doctor Who theme song and had a smoke machine. And there was a Dalek and a Cyberman.
On both
And
sides.
our next door two neighbors on the other side saw what we were doing, asked us about it. And then as we were leaving said, I called the paper to tell them about your box. They're going to come try to find you. And I'm like,
We're like,
okay.
okay, we thought like the local paper.
No, it was the Lexington Herald. We were on the
front page of the Lexington Herald Leader. But the photo was gorgeous. It's like
good.
aimed up, and you guys look so cool. And here's the deal: 10 people knew what it was and thought it was fire.
Coolest thing in the entire world.
And the other 780 people were like,
we're just like, okay.
what is that? And it was awesome.
But it's really, yeah. So it's really sweet because it's sad and it's sweet because you get dropped off and then you have to walk in.
Yeah.
And so, we should post the picture. The picture is really cute. But so Dad was driving us. And so Dad just had to drive away. Dad just had to drive away right back to the
But we have a video. We'll put the video on there as well.
I don't
we'll post
have the video.
I have it.
You have it still?
I think it's on Facebook.
I want it. I want it sent to me.
It's very grainy, but I've got it.
It was 2013.
Yeah.
Of course it was very grainy.
I need to watch the new Doctor Who. It's on Disney Plus, and I haven't watched any of it.
I haven't watched it in a hot second. Trevor
I haven't
and I
watched
were
it since I couldn't understand what What's-His-Face was talking about.
I said some subtitles would really be helpful for you there, Dad. And you were like, no.
I know I need to do that. Which is funny because I had a big Doctor Who moment recently because I remember watching Doctor Who while working on, nope, that was wrong. I watched The Matrix. Take it back. When I was working on Iron Man, it was the all Matrix movies.
Classic.
Anywho. So,
yes.
Fantastic Four news.
Bring it on.
We have a Galactus. His name is Ralph Ennison. I didn't know who he was, but once I saw him, I recognized him. He has done voice acting as well. And it's got a real good voice for Galactus.
Oh, yeah.
People don't. Funny thing, he last year sued Disney.
That's hysterical.
He sued him for $188,000 because he was injured on the set of Willow. And now he can't do jobs where it requires him because he hurt his shoulder. Isn't that hilarious? And they're talking
about Willow, nobody likes it.
I know. Nobody
likes the TV show.
I know. And actually, the movie I thought was awesome growing up. And then when we went back and watched it, I thought,
weird.
This is like racist.
Yeah, it was not cute.
It was not. It was weird. But that's not what I'm most psyched about.
Okay, tell me.
Another person has been cast in the Fantastic Four with an undisclosed character, and it's John Malkovich.
Okay.
So,
what do we think he's going to be?
Okay, you ready for what I think it's going to be? And
yes.
It's going to be a totally off the wall character that no one's going to realize who it is.
Okay.
His name is called Ricardo Jones, which is interesting because this character was in one of the most famous Fantastic Four comic stories by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby called This Man, This Monster, where a person cures the Thing and then becomes the Thing in a way to get into to make Weasel his way into the Fantastic Four, and then he wants to destroy the Fantastic Four. And that's where we get the negative zone. But once he gets into the negative zone and realizes what great people they are, he sacrifices himself to save Reed Richards and then sends him back, and you think he dies in the negative zone. So that took place in like 1964.
I need you to know that I just Googled Ricardo Jones, and it's a football.
No, do Ricardo Jones Fantastic Four.
I know I found it. I eventually found it, but
hilarious.
It was like this sweet young man, and I was like, actually, I don't know if he's sweet. I don't know him.
But that was like, so that's like 60 years ago. Last year, one of my favorite artists, Alex Ross,
You love.
who started a new art style, tried a new art style out, and made a graphic novel called Fantastic Four Full Circle. And it brought that character back. Not only that, it was
Foreshadowing,
considered the
perhaps?
best graphic novel of 2023. So
Cool.
I don't know. I think that's who it might be. So there, I'm going on record.
Okay. Dad thinks John Malkovich will be
Ricardo Jones. Or I think he went by another name like Richard Janis, maybe.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see what they call him.
Right
Anyway,
on.
a brief thing.
Okay.
Of course, now Disney owns Marvel.
Yes.
They are putting out the Marvel's first ever Scrooge McDuck comic book,
Interesting.
Search for the Infinity Dime.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I know it sounds terrible, and I cannot wait to get it. So I don't think it's the Search for the Infinity Dime. I just think it's called the Infinity Dime or something like that. So
That's
I'm for it.
silly. Silly
That was
Willy the
it.
penguin.
That's it.
Binging?
So I canceled my Apple Plus
I know that you did.
subscription. And before I
Which
did,
we're gonna have to wait when Invasion comes back. One of us is gonna have to get it for a month and give each
Fart.
other the login.
yeah, we'll do that. 100%.
Like, but we'll wait until the entire season is out, and then we'll
Yeah.
get it for a month, and then we'll watch it really fast, and then we'll
Yeah,
cancel it,
it's just $10.
and we'll
but it made me-
we'll share.
It made me think about if you were to cancel one of your streaming services and you only had a week to watch all of one of your favorite shows on that streaming service, what would it be? So, guess what I binge watched
I don't know.
on Apple Plus?
Ted Lasso.
Of course. Binged Ted Lasso.
Trevin watched that 3 times.
Oh, I've probably watched it 3 or 4 times.
We
Easy.
had Apple TV for 2 months.
That's a lot. So yes, I've watched every.
That's what I would watch. I would watch Invasion, and I'd watch Ted Lasso.
I didn't even think about Invasion because it's been, yeah.
I just
Invasion.
finished it because you had talked about it, and so I watched it.
Your mom and I went and saw the movie Unsung Hero.
Was that cute?
It was really good. It was heart tugging.
It looked really tender.
It's the story of the family that for King and Country,
Mm-hmm.
Joel and Luke. They got a weird last name. I can't remember what their real last name is,
Just they're Joel and Luke. It's fine.
but it's weird. But and they're
Rebecca St. James.
which isn't her real name. Her real name is Rebecca.
Yes.
And you come to find out why she goes by St. James because her dad was a promoter. Her dad was a artist promoter, and
They tell her to change her last name.
changed her last name.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
And he says, "What do you think about St. John?" And she names herself after her grandpa who just passed, James.
Oh, James. St. James. That's cute.
Anyway, it's great. The unsung hero is the mom.
That's tender. I'm not surprised.
No, and it's so good about how
'cause
this family
moms
moved.
rock.
I mean, they move all the way from Australia to Nashville to promote Carmen. If you don't know who Carmen is, I know who Carmen. People my age, Carmen was hot when I was in college. And when they get there, his producer at the time offered him more money and he said, no, thank you. So they were stuck in Nashville with no job, no money. Yeah,
Oh, man.
it was interesting. It was a great movie. So we enjoyed that.
It looked tender.
It's really good. Way better than I thought it would be. And I cried multiple times, but I'm a
Well,
crier.
they have made a lot of movies.
Yeah.
That family has made a lot of movies.
Yeah,
Like, more
it's true.
movies than you would think that they have. Like, I think that might be their like 5th.
I don't know. I liked it. I am reading on Hoopla Earth X,
Okay.
which is I would say a 14 issue, probably 18 issue with tie-ins, futuristic dystopian Marvel universe.
How many downloads do you get?
11.
12? 11.
Do you know Bath County gets 13?
I want 13 downloads. I get 6.
Do you think I could get
100%.
a card there
Are you
since I
lying to? Yes, you could. You walk
just
up the.
just walk up there and go, hey, I want to, and then that way I would get. It doesn't matter. I can't read that much anyway. Well, I can, but I choose not to. I limit myself because of that.
That's
But
sweet.
yeah, Earth X, which is one of my favorite uh, Marvel storylines. So that's about it. That's all. That's all I've been doing.
Right on. Okay. Trevin and I went and watched Fall Guy.
Your mom. I wanted to go see it, but I know your mom wanted to watch Unsung Hero, so I chose that.
I think
Yeah.
that she would like it. I think
I do
that she'd
too.
think Fall Guy is funny.
Absolutely, I agree. She would.
It was very clever. It was not the plot I was thinking it was going to be. Can I tell you what the plot is?
The plot is they have to go bring somebody in.
They are trying to find, it's called Fall Guy, right? And the whole thing is like he like falls, right?
Right.
Like he's a stuntman.
Right.
But he also is selected to be the fall guy for a crime.
Oh, okay. I get that.
Fall Guy has a double meaning.
So, did you know that there was a TV show
TV
called
show,
The Fall
yes.
Guy?
You told me about it.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
But it was really cute. It
Awesome.
was cute. It was funny. The stunts were insane. I loved because the whole thing was like stuntmen are not like you don't know their names, like, but they
Right.
do so much of this like
I'm,
hard, dirty work.
I'm the unknown stunt man to make
They
Eastwood
played that
look
at the
so
very
fine.
end.
Did they really?
They did. And they
That's
played
great.
it while it was video of the stuntmen doing the stunts,
Cool.
which was really cool. So it was like they specifically did like as the credits were rolling, like behind the scenes footage of the stuntmen like engaging in the stunts. And that was really cool. And in the like all of the red carpets that they did for the movie, Ryan, he's not Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling had two stuntmen for the movie. He walked the carpet with them and they did stunts on the carpet.
Right. I did see that. Did you see him as Beavis?
Yes, hysterical.
Did you watch that Saturday Night Live
No.
skit? Oh, Hannah Joe, you have to watch that Saturday
No.
Night Live skit. It is hilarious because he had Mikey Day,
Yeah.
who was Butthead. Mikey Day is one of the Snap, Crackle, and Pops
Yes.
and it is the Heidi, what's her name or whatever, it turns and sees him and she cannot get a straight face. It is so well done. Yes, he wrote that skit.
I believe it.
Yeah, Mikey Day wrote that skit. So,
I watched Shrek.
like the OG Shrek.
Like Shrek. Yeah.
The musical's coming to Eastern EKU,
Fun.
the Norton Center.
You should go. It's fun.
It is fun.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while.
And Trevin and I watched this movie called The Inside Man. Have you seen
I've
this?
heard
It's
that.
an older movie.
What's it about?
This man is robbing a bank.
Who's in it? I've heard of it. I don't remember seeing it though.
It's 2006, which is older for a movie, honestly. Top cast: Denzel Washington, Clive Owen, Jodie Foster, Willem Dafoe.
That's a great cast.
I
need to watch that.
You should watch it. It's very good.
Okay.
I won't ruin the.
What'd you watch it on?
I won't ruin the get for you.
Or did you rent it? Or
We
did you
watched
own
it. Inside Man. I think it's Netflix.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
Googling. Yeah, it's Netflix.
Okay.
Or it's only $3.50 on Amazon to rent. But yeah, we watched it on Netflix. It is so good. It's a bank robbery that's happening. Jodie Foster is like a fix-it lady.
Gotcha.
And there's a guy who is up to some shady business at the bank.
Listen, if you shenan once, you'll shenan again.
And again. Shenan once, you shenan again. It is so good. And it's so twisty.
Mm-hmm.
It's so twist. It twists
Sort of like
skin.
BT Dubs. I heard they're making a third one. Now You See Me.
Are they?
That's what I heard.
I'm not mad. I think those movies are fun.
And the Apple executives did tell me that because I discontinued my, you know what. Anywho.
I also have been listening to the graphic audiobooks on Hoopla.
What do you listen to?
I really don't like that term, but that's the term that they picked.
Oh, and tell everybody that you were a guest on a podcast.
Oh, I was a guest on a podcast. On your friend CJ's podcast.
Next Gen Nerd.
Yeah.
Talking about
talking about Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls. It was really good. I listened to it.
Oh,
and I
thanks.
watched it on YouTube.
I was wearing my Mabel sweater.
You were, I saw. It was really, and he had a Grunkle for president.
He had a Grunkle stand for president. I am listening to.
It made me want to watch it.
Aw, you should. We watch it every, when the school year starts back.
Oh, okay.
We watch it every August.
All right. Good deal.
I'm listening to Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas.
I am listening to, in the white little car, which we're going to sell. I am listening.
Good for you.
To Dune.
Yes.
It's so good.
Is it a graphic audio?
No.
Here's the thing. If I'm going to listen to audiobook, I
can't find them. It's not on Hoopla. They don't have Dune, period.
Spoiled rotten.
I know. All right.
When it comes to this graphic audio. But here's the thing. The graphic audio is going too slow. And so I've started reading the actual book.
It's going too slow. You're hilarious.
I need it to be faster.
That's funny. That's
so I can
funny.
skip stuff.
I showed Amy how to get free books on Hoopla, and now she's reading books on her phone because she doesn't have them. She's all like, on your phone. She goes, yeah, I just finished American Sniper.
Yeah, I have Kindle on my phone and I have Kindle on my tablet. And so if I'm somewhere and I don't have Kindle I don't have my Kindle, I can read Kindle on my phone. And then when I go back to my tablet, it says, would you like to update to this page? And I say, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
I
just showed Hannah my iPad, which is humongous. Did you see the new iPad commercial that got such... So they've got a new iPad coming out. It's like the thinnest iPad ever, and it has a bukus of stuff in it. And anyway, it showed all these creative stuff, and it crushed it all. And then it came out, and there was this little iPad. Well, it's like all the nostalgia that they just were like crushing, and everybody was like, that ain't cool.
We get what you were trying to do, but it wasn't cute.
Well, what's his face, whoever runs it now, came out like the very next day and said, we're sorry. We missed the mark. That was poor taste. We didn't realize it. It'll never air again. So they took it off. But anyway.
We love that.
Yep.
Hoopla.
I love it.
That's what I'm saying, man. Get yourself a library card. The amount of free things you have access to.
Especially if you like comics. There's like new comics. Don't tell your mom. Anywho.
I mean, it's free, so it doesn't matter.
You're right. It is free. But then that gives that was it. I'm done.
No, your pull list.
Oh, well, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to give a pull list. We haven't talked for about 3 or 4 weeks. I can't remember how long it's been.
It's been a minute.
But I chose stuff from last week and this week. And what I do is I pick an independent comic book, a Marvel comic, a DC comic, a new number one, and what I consider my book of the week.
Woo!
So
book of the week.
It was difficult choosing a Marvel book this
Marvel
week.
Not hitting it?
I'll explain it to you. Let me just go into my new number one.
Okay, love.
So my new number one is Blood Hunt number one. This is a Marvel. This is I would call it a summer event.
Okay.
Which means there's going to be like 6 or 7 issues and it's going to tie into every comic.
That's so lame.
I know.
It's a marketing gimmick to make you buy extra stuff that you don't actually like.
I'm not buying extra stuff. Here's the deal. They put out a Blood Hunt number one, and then they put a Blood Hunt number one in a plastic bag for mature only. So I bought both.
So like gross stuff? Did you look page by page to see how
I looked page by page, frame by frame. And a lot more blood and yeah. And I could see why, not for little kids or whatever.
That's kind of gimmicky though too.
I know, which is it says it has explicit content. And it's $6.99.
I'm just saying vinyl wasn't wrapped in a thing saying explicit content.
I know.
I'm just saying drama.
But I don't know. It is the story about something happens, and all of the heroes and villains who like control darkness or like go into dark realms or whatever, they are siphoned, and darkness is released, and now it's dark everywhere, and it's a vampire thing.
I was going to say Blood Hunt. It has
Space
to be vampire.
vampires and all kind of vampires, and like who's in
2009
charge of the
Hannah could never.
who's in charge of the vampires, and will you find out who's in charge of
Dracula.
the vampires? No, not Dracula.
Well, should
Blade.
of course.
But Blade's been a good guy this whole time, but now he's not. So why is he not a good guy? Or is he a good guy, but we think he's a bad guy? All I know is he turned Doctor Strange into a vampire.
Bad one to turn into a vampire. Good vampires or like bad vampires?
So in the back of
Like, what's the lore here?
So hold on. In the back of the red band book, he slices Doctor Strange in half.
Cute.
Yeah. In the back of the other comic, he stabs him. So doesn't slice him in half. He stabs him. So my issue with that is, why even do an explicit content? Because it has absolutely no bearing on what's going to happen. Because, like, are you going to cut Doctor Strange in half? No. You just stab him because you can't kill Doctor Strange.
Because he's going to come back.
It's, I don't know. It got to me to where I'm like, I'm going to tell him I don't even care. I don't even need it. It's too gimmicky. But that's my new number one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my Marvel book of the week.
Okay.
Which is Moon Knight 5, issue 5, which came out after Blood Hunt 1, but comes before Blood Hunt 1 in the progression of the story.
That's a silly thing to do.
And not only that, Free Comic Book Day was Saturday before last. Is that right? Saturday before last. The Free Comic Book Day book happens before Blood Hunt 1, which came out the Tuesday before. So I don't understand why they're doing this. But anyway, the only thing I like about Moon Knight, and some people have dropped off the Moon Knight wagon, is that like several of the episodes have he's got like a team. Of course, Moon Knight is supposedly dead now, and his whole entire vision is being run by these group of people that used to be part of his team. And they talk to a psychiatrist through the entire story. They talk about their problems and whatever.
I love that.
And
I remember that's something you have enjoyed historically about this comic, about how the people around him interact with him. Like, hey, are you on your medication? Like, are you feeling well? Like, how can I support you?
The Midnight Mission, which is where all these people stay, they have a part of the team is a psychiatrist, and she helps them.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
That's what I like about it. So, yeah. Although, we'll get into it now. My DC, no, we'll skip it. We'll go DC.
Okay, love.
My independent book is, I don't know if you know this or not, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles turned 40 years old this year.
Fun.
I know. 1984. It was crazy. So IDW, who still has the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle printing rights, put out they're doing an anthology series, which is an anthology is like where there'll be like multiple stories in a book. Mm-hmm. And this is called Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so TMNT, Black, White, and Green. They've been doing those books like Red, White, and Blue, where everything would be in the red, white, and blue color, or black, white, and red. This is all.
LOL that it's called Black, White, and Green when that's literally the thing that you were working on that broke.
I know. And
they stole it from you.
They did. Flippin' stole it from
me. How very dare.
Mine was more than green because I'm going to have brown in it too. I'm doing that, but anyway, it's an anthology series. It's very fun. It looks at the turtles from different aspects.
That's fun.
And it's got 4 different artists and writers. So it's a fun book to pick up, especially if you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, I won't continue it because I'm not a huge fan, but
But I mean, just something. Which one was it? Issue 1?
issue 1 just came out, just started last week. My DC book is Poison Ivy issue 22.
You like Poison Ivy.
Well, I almost stopped collecting Poison Ivy because it was like, I don't get where this is going, but it's paying off now.
Okay.
So Poison Ivy is fighting the person who basically created her, which is Jason Woodrue, who is a plant guy. The best Jason Woodrue story is in Swamp Thing, written by Alan Moore in the late 1980s. It's awesome. But so it pulls everything that's been going on in the Poison Ivy story, where she had those spores and she was going to infect the whole world, and then she decided not to, and now those spores have a life of their own, and she's become like Queen of the Green, and she's battling this. The fun part about this is that she's got two villains that are with her, helping her, Killer Croc.
Oh, heck yeah.
And Solomon Grundy. And they are so good.
I bet they are.
There is this girl that Poison Ivy likes and that she likes. I think her name's Janice from HR, because that's what she was. She worked at HR at this place or whatever. And they just call her that from HR. That's what they call her through that entire show. And it's like how she even says at one point how I feel safer with the villains than the heroes. And watching Solomon Grundy and Killer Croc try to keep her safe.
It's tendy.
Very tender. And all Solomon Grundy says is that stupid poem. Born on a Monday, christened on a Tuesday, died on whatever. Anyway. So my book of the week.
Book of the week. It's the book of the week.
And I'm going to start collecting this. I have to tell them.
Okay.
It's called Ain't No Grave, issue 1 by Image. Or is this my new number 1? Yeah, no, it's my book of the week, and it's a new number 1, but I had to talk about that stupid blood hunt thing. So this is written by Scotty Young, who's done some really cool stuff. He did a story, The Me You Love in the Dark. He also did The Strange Academy Forever, which I loved.
Strange Academy.
Yes. So this is a story about, it's a Western.
Okay.
And,
Pop off.
And it's a story of this mom who we come to find out early used to be like a gunslinger or a thief, like a gun or robbing trains and all that kind of stuff. But she met a fella and fell in love, and they settled down and they have a child, and she starts coughing up blood and stuff. And I'm like, she's got tuberculosis.
Oh no.
Something's wrong with her. So she decides she's going to leave, and her husband and child are crying. They don't want her to leave. And she's like, you can't see me like this. I'm going to go and I'm going to fix this.
She has an alien inside of her.
No, she has like this coin that gives her passage into this other, like, it's almost like a crossroads. Yeah. It's like a crossroads type thing.
Yeah. That's very typical Greek Roman.
Right.
You have a coin, you do a thing.
And at the end of the book, they're like, well, what are you going to do here? And she goes, I'm going to kill death. That's what I'm going to do. But it is
I'm going to fight God.
Okay, whatever you say. Do a power bomb.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
I know it's gorgeous.
That was Image too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a different writer and artist, but this artist, this is so good. Jorge Corona. The cover has this lady in her Western gear and with the guns, and in the back of her is like almost like the death with the cowboy hat on and the scythe, and then her husband and child are smaller down there in between her legs or whatever. I'm gonna start getting this. It's great.
That's
although
sweet.
It was expensive.
How much was it?
Well, see, most new Image books are just $3.99. This one was $5.99. It was $6.
Dang.
But it's thick. It's thick. Okay.
We got
what?
Almost all of the
I know
original Warp comic
ElfQuest books at Free Comic Book Day.
at Free Comic Book Day. They were not free, but we got like
Were
20.
they at half price or whatever? Yeah. I
It
got
was
like
supposed to be like $300 something, and
I
we
got
got
like
them for like
20
120.
I got 20 free comic book
That's
day
so
comics.
cool.
Yes, Sunday at Half Price Books, guess what I found?
What?
I found an issue of the Fantastic Four that I didn't have.
You did not.
Yeah, not the original series, but a
But
side
still, that's so
series.
fun.
Yeah, issue 30. Gone off the list.
Hey.
Yeah.
I was thinking
What?
that when I go to Memphis, that we could do
Maybe it was Memphis.
an ElfQuest mini series, and we could like read like 10 of each, 10
Absolutely.
and then talk about them.
I'm for it. It might be
ElfQuest-
on Hoopla even.
They might be. Well, I'm going to have them 3 different ways. I have the floppies when they came out colored. I'm going to have the Warp original releases, and then we have the bound anthology.
You have the bound already?
I have the bound anthology
I did
of all
not
of
know
them.
that. That is crazy pants. Wow.
I'm gonna have it
We'll
3
do it.
different ways.
We'll do an ElfQuest podcast.
That's what I want. I want to.
We'll call
I
it
want to do like a mini series.
Elf Cast.
We are Elf
Podquest.
Cast podcast.
Podquest.
Elf
Podquest.
Podquest. Sixth grade Hannah reading ElfQuest, changing her I am name to Lita, the elf healer princess.
That's hilarious.
I was so weird. It's fine.
We all are weird, honey.
I know. I don't feel bad about it.
I don't want to be normal. All right. That's what I've got.
Unfrosted.
So Hannah and I watched a movie on Netflix. Just came out this last week called Unfrosted. It is written, directed, produced, whatever, by Jerry Seinfeld. And Hannah, give the lowdown.
Would we call this an absurdist biography?
Absurdist biography. Your mom kept going, is this true? Did this happen? And I was like, no way.
Trevin was like, this is awful.
What the heck am I watching?
He hated it.
Okay,
He hated it so bad.
I wanted to love this movie.
I did too. It had everything it needed to be good.
And I just liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a movie, though, that I could watch again because it's so stupid.
It's so stupid. It has so many famous people in it. It has Jim Gaffigan, Amy Schumer, Melissa McCarthy, Hugh Grant, Bill Burr is in it, James Marsden. Oh, man. Dan Levy is Andy Warhol. That was weird. Max Greenfield.
The 2 guys from, Suits or whatever?
Yeah, no,
John Hamm, Mad Men. The 2 guys from Mad Men.
John Hamm shows up and is an ad
Mad Men. They're the same. Yes, they are.
And
their
the
characters.
man who read Pop-Tarts backwards, I was like, Trevin, someone's going to read this backwards.
Walter Cronkite with the silly putty.
The silly putty.
Yeah. So this is a story about how Post and Kellogg fought to become the toaster pastry king.
Man.
Christian Slater. And then the guy from he was in Days of Future Past, and he was the king in the Dragon show. He was in charge of the milkmen.
Oh, Peter Dinklage?
Peter Dinklage was in it.
Hysterical. The amount of cameos in this movie was ridiculous.
But they weren't really all Mikey Day was in it. I didn't consider it cameos. They were in it for quite a while.
Yeah.
I mean, it just wasn't in and out. I mean,
John Hamm was a cameo.
Yeah,
Dan Levy was a cameo.
Yeah.
Like they had some people that were like in it.
So
it was
Hugh Grant was the best. Hugh Grant was fantastic in it, honestly. What? And that's how kid actors should be.
What do you mean?
They were great. The kid actors were really
The
good.
kid actors were hysterical.
They had two
They
kid
were
actors
actual
who were dumpster
children.
divers. They were dumpster divers and they were eating the food and they brought them in to, yeah.
They were
So,
like, we're here for this. We're here for the goop.
and the guy from Reno 911,
I don't know him.
oh yeah, he was the German guy who created Sea Monkeys.
Oh, yes.
And Chef Boyardee, the guy from
Yes.
Saturday Night Live.
Who made it?
Yeah, that was weird. That was dumb,
Travis thought
honestly.
that was dumb too. He's mad about it.
So this,
Man, I wanted it to be good. The fact that everyone was just dying about how, like, you think you're gonna go to the moon?
oh yeah, that was funny too.
It's like, I put Twinkies in a tube.
She goes, "Hey, taste this. It's got a tang to it." I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh my goodness,
Tang.
Tang.
Yeah.
There's so many of like little things like that.
So
So funny.
I don't know what to say about it,
I
honestly.
don't either. It's supposed to be like this weird story of like how the Pop-Tart got made. And there's like
Xanthan
corporate
gum.
espionage and the sugar cartel and the
Which is the
milk
whole entire reason for the
cartel,
Bay of Pigs.
which is ridiculous. And then Big Milk being
Yeah,
mad about
the milk
being
syndicate.
out of breakfast from
Because- yes.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah,
The breakfast pastry, and then the like Post versus Kellogg thing, and Quaker Oats being a literal Quaker.
yes.
Like, guys, that was funny. I
That
giggled
was
about
funny.
it.
That was funny.
But
I
it
wish they
was-
would have had a more famous person be that guy because I didn't recognize. I didn't know who that guy
didn't know
was.
who that was me either.
No. Mm-mm.
I just thought that was so funny. And then the thing that was the funniest was him being like, I can pay for my children's college. And it was
It's
like
$200.
$100. And we're like, oh, cute.
Yes, that's
And I
funny.
bought sod. Like,
Yeah.
man. So
Oh, and then he
silly.
goes, a pre-filled breakfast pastry that goes in the toaster? Absurd. It's like a balloon coming out of a steering wheel during an accident. It'll never happen. That was funny. There are a few funny
There are
things.
a few funny things.
But most of it is absurd.
Most
Yeah.
of it is absurd.
I do believe it's going to get a cult following
Oh,
because it's so dumb that I could put it on again and just have it play in the background. But yeah, it was, your mom did not enjoy it.
the Schwinn guy that blew up,
Yeah, that's so sad.
that was awful. And she was like, what are we?
And
The funeral where they like make him a
then
cereal?
the cereal, she goes, what is going on?
What is happening?
Yeah, that was ridiculous too.
That was awful.
The thing about it is that like it was so close to where you could let kids watch it, but you can't let
you
kids
don't
watch it.
let kids watch this.
No,
No
because
hard pass.
there are a few things in there, especially where Jack LaLanne is concerned, some sexual references and stuff like that. And they do cuss, not a lot, but I would
Mm-hmm. And
say it's PG or PG-13.
James Marsden and the
That's
computer.
him, Jack LaLanne. He's the Jack LaLanne character. You don't know who that is, do
No,
you?
I don't know who that is.
He's a fitness guy who stayed super strong forever. He may still be alive for all I know.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah. So I don't know.
Weird. I wanted to really like it, Dad. There were parts where I was giggling.
Ditto.
but
Parts
it
where I
wasn't
laughed. I think
as good as I wanted it to be.
no, but I think a lot of the references are dated so that I would get it. Like, you don't know who Walter Cronkite is.
I had an idea.
Yeah, an idea. But I know Walter. I know Walter, like we're best friends. I
We're
watched him
pals.
on TV.
I did
I
not.
saw him. Yeah. So, and I don't know, Bill Burr and the Doublemint twins. I thought that was just stupid. Like, I got in trouble with that other girl singing to me. You know what that's about?
Yes.
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. Are you kidding? Of course it
and
was.
then he apparently has a meeting with the Doublemint twins, and then the next thing on the news are like, they're pregnant
yeah,
with twins of their own.
It was
I was
dumb.
like, that was stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I wasn't. It was okay. Here's what it wasn't: Willy's Wonderland.
No, Wally's Wonderland's 100 times better.
That's
You
what I'm
get a chance-
saying.
But it's rated R, straight up.
I mean, yeah, but it's wonderful.
Yeah, and Nicolas Cage doesn't speak the entire time.
It's wonderful.
I tell you what did work, what did happen, and thinking about this movie coming out, I have been watching Seinfeld episodes. So, and they're so much better. Yeah.
Maybe
I don't
he's
know.
trying too hard to be relevant.
I don't think so. I think he had a joke. This was based on a joke he did about Pop-Tarts.
Oh.
Yeah. And he just said, why don't I just turn it into a movie?
Well, here's
This
the
is
thing. My guess is he made money.
Oh, heck yeah.
My guess is this movie and this deal with Netflix made him money.
100%.
And he had a good time with his friends and hiring the people that he enjoys hanging out with.
Absolutely. And
I bet to be on set would have been a good time.
I bet it would have been hilarious. Yeah.
It was better than that awful Thunder movie we watched with Melissa McCarthy.
I almost stopped watching it.
The Thunder movie?
No, this movie. And then I thought, I can't do that to Hannah again.
Because I watch all of them, Dad, and you don't tell me to stop.
This is way better than the Thunder movie.
This is so much better than the Thunder movie.
Yeah, that tells you how bad the Thunder movie is.
Thunder movie was bad.
Yeah. So, because I would give this, I'd
Two
give
and a
it
half.
2.5, 3 Rice Krispie treats. Yeah.
This is a literal Pop-Tart thing, Dad.
But the thing about it is that those kids discover they're eating Rice Krispies and marshmallows melted together. It's a real treat. I was like, nice.
Their voices were funny. That little girl's voice was very high.
Yeah, the little girl was great.
It was
and
hysterical.
The little boy goes, do you even know what copyright infringement is? And the little boy's like, blah, 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 blah. He says it right out. Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, I wanted to send my kids to college. It's $200 a year. I was like, $200 a year.
Pay that. Let me pay it.
That's hilarious.
I'll pay it.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Oh, man. Well, that was it.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Right on. End roll?
End roll. Do it.
Friends, thanks for hanging out with us on our little corner in the internet. Hey, just in time. My dear sweet brother is here. Hey, he made our art on Microsoft Paint because he is a talented man. Thanks for doing that for us, bud.
That's right.
Thanks to Brockwell for making our music. You can check him out at Brockwell Nason Music. Any place that you stream stuff, check out his Instagram because he does a lot of concerts in the Nashville area. And so you could check him out in your... What?
The end roll. If Nate's still listening, you got a shout out today because how Hannah fell asleep during
What I fell asleep during?
the movie, the Godfather movie.
Oh, yeah. Nate wanted... Yeah, we watched The Godfather.
Yeah, because Francis Ford Coppola is directing a new movie with Adam Driver called Megalopolis.
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 Hannah edits and uploads the podcast.
And I'm doing it today.
And her father is going to, after they're done, he's going to download 700 YouTube videos.
Woo! 700. We don't even have that many podcasts.
No, but we're getting close. In 3 episodes, we're going to start the countdown to 100.
100. Whoop. Okay,
we need some
friends,
guests.
Thanks for hanging out on our corner of the internet. We are thankful for you. We think you're cool. And Dad, what are we going to do?
Hey, till next time, we will catch you on the flippity flop.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
Friends.